Hi, welcome back to Planet Hex Review Time. I'm Andrew Horn. These are the mini episodes that I put out in the week where I review something that I've seen or I've rediscovered, and I want to share those thoughts with you. At the weekend, I put out a full-length episode of Planet Hex where I talk about movies or games or music or pop culture or VHS culture. I talk about VHS a lot. But in the week, I just relax and I do a couple of movie reviews or similar. There may be music reviews or books to come and things like that. But tonight we're going to talk about Clerks 3. Now, I am absolutely a product of the View Askiewniverse and the movies that everyone remembers, such as the original Clerks, Mallrats, Chasing Amy. That is the holy trinity for me. I like Dogma and the stuff that came after, but for me it's those first three that really caught my attention. That is until Clerks 2 came along in 2006, which I loved because I'm a sentimental old git, and I really loved how that story was continued and how it was rounded off. I didn't think we'd ever see a Clerks 3 because I think the story was ended properly with Clerks 2, but here we are with Clerks 3 from Kevin Smith and most of the original cast, and I really enjoyed it. It's not something that's affected me as much as Clerks 2 did, but I did enjoy it for what it was. You can see it's a low budget movie. Do check out the trailer. You know, there's a heart attack involved, and then Randall wants to make Clerks itself, so it's very self-referential. It's very meta, as the Clerks are literally making the first Clerks movie. And for the most part, it's really good. There are all the things you would want from a Kevin Smith film. Yep, Jay and Silent Bob are back. You can see him in the background there. You've got the quick stop. You've got the humour. You've got loads of cameos from stars of, big stars and people from the originals and previous entries. Yeah, you see the sailboat guy again from Mallrats, and it's a nice love letter to these characters and that whole story. It doesn't feel as cohesive as the second one did, although it does have some cameos from Rosario Dawson. The reason that she only cameos is quite heartbreaking and a bit of a surprise, to be honest. I didn't expect that to be the way that they'd explain her not being in the whole movie, but do check it out and see what you think. Now, it did hit me hard in some ways, particularly the ending, because I wholeheartedly relate to both Dante and Randall. I worked in a comic shop for years. I've worked in retail for years. I've worked in a bunch of low-paid jobs that were, utterly dead ends, and I totally relate to that. I relate to them, the way they speak to each other, with old friends that I now miss because I don't get to see anyone really, because fatherhood, working full-time, and suddenly life gets away with you. And it made me think about a lot of friendships that I've lost over the years that I've been really sad about, and it'd be nice to put some of those back together, but we shall see on that score. But Clerks 3, it has a good ending. It properly ends the franchise. It ends the story. There is no way they could do another one. Kevin, please don't do Clerks 4. There are some things that I didn't really like in this, such as some of the characters from Clerks 2 do show up, and Elias. The Elias story in this was a bit annoying, really. He's a very good character in this. He really comes into his own as a character, but some of the more ridiculous things that he ends up involved with towards the end of the movie take away a little bit of the power of what is actually going on in the story, and that is a shame. But I did enjoy Clerks 3. I do really hope this is the last one, last time we'll see Dante and Randall. I'm pretty sure it is. If you watch the movie, you'll understand why. But it is nice. It's a love letter to that era and that form of guerrilla filmmaking and all the things that went on around that era. And it is it's quite heartwarming to a middle-aged nerd, so I really appreciated that. Beyond middle-aged nerds, I'm not sure how much appeal it will have, but if you were a fan of the original Clerks, do give this a look. It kind of brings everything full circle. I do recommend it. It's not the best thing he's ever done. We've all got our opinions on the best thing that individual filmmakers have done, but this is not my opinion his best work, but it is great. It's a great watch. It does end the story properly, and it is always lovely to see Dante and Randall together again, even for just one movie, and just to see what those lovable losers are doing. And that's sort of how I see myself, a lovable loser. I think that's my lot in life, and if I get to be as cool as those guys, I'm fine with that. That's my little review of Clerks 3 by Kevin Smith. I'm Andrew Horn. Please do like and subscribe to the Planet Hex channel, where I put out full-length episodes at the weekend and a couple of these little review episodes during the week. Thank you very much for watching this episode of Planet Hex Review Time.